This is the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show. Your war room for insider news and draft analysis from deep within the confines of Cowboys headquarters at the Star in Frisco. Now, your hosts, Voch Lombardi, Nick Harris, Bobby Belt, Tommy Yarish, and Kyle Youmans.
Today is Thursday, March 26th, 2026. Happy opening day to those baseball fans out there. But we are 28 days away from the NFL draft in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Welcome in to the draft show presented by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. This is a very special episode of the draft show because we're not just taking calls. We're not just taking questions. It's me and Voch Lombardi vibing here in the SWBC studio. We've got the Star Magazine Draft Guide out and available in pro shops in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and a whole lot more. Give us a call, 888-855-2297. Voch, you and I were just talking before the show. I don't know, since I took over the show in 2020, as the host, I should say, I don't think we've taken calls one time since then. Maybe on a couple of occasions, like randomly throughout, but I don't know if we've ever taken phone calls. So we're putting a lot of pressure on draft fans everywhere. And it doesn't have to be Cowboys questions. It could be draft questions in general.
Don't ask us about nobody from no other team, though, because we can't. I almost said. Don't ask us about nobody, because we can't answer them.
Don't ask about, players under contract of other teams.
About the hot news right now, we can't say nothing about the hot speculation. But, man, Kyle, I guess we don't take calls on this show because there's always 4 to 5 people here kicking it, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, dog, we would love to chop it up with y'all. We ain't doing nothing else, and I can chat all day. The chat knows that, so let's run it.
And we've got a bunch of Twitter questions, too. We're not actually going to do a full-on Twitter on the 20 question segment today because it's basically...
It's a Twitter on the 60...
It's exactly on the 60 minutes and 60 minutes of a show for sure. But this will be fun. Appreciate you guys tuning in and joining us. Of course, Tommy Yarish and Nick Harris are out at Pro Day. And then Bobby Belt is probably having lunch with some high-level executive somewhere. I don't actually know where Bobby is. But they're out at the Texas Tech Pro Day today watching some of our favorite draft prospects out there in Lubbock.
Bobby lives a fantastic life, man. Kyle, can I say something that I've been working on?
What's that?
I was working on this thing. I'm an offensive line guy, and this may not be a Cowboy topic per se, but I am an offensive line guy. One thing I'm noticing about some of these mock drafts that'll be coming out, we'll see guys move up and down them. One thing I've seen a bunch lately is I've seen Monroe Freeling, the tackle from Georgia, kind of move into the top 12, and I've seen guys like Lomu, Fano's the right tackle. Fano fall out of the top 12. I thought that was kind of fascinating, right? We as Cowboy fans, we want 2 offensive linemen, at least 2 wide receivers, and the quarterback and the running back. That'll better an opportunity for us to get one of our guys, one of our edges or our linebacker or whatever, right? But just me digging into O-line land, because this ain't all a Cowboy show, I wanted to make my case for Caden Proctor.
Ooh,
I was thinking about some stuff, and I was kind of wondering, like, why are people kind of down on Caden Proctor? Not that they're poo-pooing on Caden Proctor, but he's just a little bit down the list. And the one thing that I value over like anything is common opponents and how well you do versus good dudes. Okay? So I just started going through my research or whatever. Francis Mauigoa would be whooping everybody that he lines up against. Didn't play the best talent in the world, but cool.
Later in the season,
playoffs.
And he played awesome against that talent.
Fantastic against those guys, right? So if he's everybody's number one guy, I don't hate it at all. Fano, he played at Utah, and when you play at Utah, you kind of run into the UCLA kids, the Cal Poly kids, the BYU guys. You don't run into a whole
Texas
bunch
Tech
of dudes.
This year, right?
That's my point. He did play against Texas Tech. He had a cool day against David Bailey. All right, that's one of the better guys in the draft. Fine. I charted, not even kind of charted, but I just found out, right? Caden Proctor is a Caleb, because there's a Caleb Proctor that's later. But Caden Proctor from Alabama, the left tackle, I just charted some of his competition, right? I wanted to see who he played against. Then I went to my board, and I noted where I have those players ranked, those edged or those ends ranked, and I just made a little list, right? Caden Proctor, left tackle from Alabama. Grayson Halton, from Oklahoma. I got a 5th-round grade on him. Then we got our guy Falk from Auburn, 2nd-round grade on him. Our Mason Thomas, I got a 2nd-round grade on him from Oklahoma. Our guy Mason Rager, he's an edge from Wisconsin, fantastic player.
Good player.
Bursting, get up
guy, yeah.
Whoop a lot of ass, great pass rusher.
Long arms too.
Measurables
get
and
away.
everything.
Yeah.
I probably got like a high 4th-round grade on. I'm being a coward. I want to put a low 4th on him, but run game stuff kind of bumps him in the 4th round for me. No problem. Zion Young, some people talking about him being a top 50 guy right now. He's probably going to be a day 3 guy,
out of Missouri.
A 3rd-round guy for me out of Missouri. Is what it is. The list continues.
Yeah.
Josh Joseph's pass rusher, Tennessee. I got a 3rd on him. Keyron Crawford, the opposite Auburn guy, 3rd-round grade on him. And Michael Kamara, Indiana. I got a 4th-round grade on him. Caden Proctor, and only gave up 1 sack, and it wasn't against none of these dudes. It was
he gave up 1 sack against that list of dudes.
He didn't give up none of these dudes. It was some cat at Florida State that ain't getting drafted this year. But I'm like, damn. I know Caden Proctor 360.
Yeah.
And he don't move all that fast. I get it. But he got long arms. He got hand technique. He's strong as hell. Strong hands, grip strength. I think he got great, he knows where to put his feet.
Yeah.
Offensive line feet is different from good feet. Some other guys got great feet. He doesn't have phenomenal feet, but he knows where to put his feet in O-line lane. He doesn't cross his feet. He doesn't stumble over himself. He got pretty decent balance to be 360. 6'5" or so, 6'6", 360. Kyle, why don't people talk about Caden Proctor enough with these other guys when he's played the best of the best competition? There are some people that have Caleb Lomu, the left tackle from Utah.
Yeah.
And he beat up on the Cal Poly, Wyoming, BYU kids, UCLA kids, and he got whooped by Melo Height when Texas Tech got here.
Let me see if you and I agree here.
Please.
Where do you have him in your tackles?
Boy, I'm finna.
If you're stacking.
It's finna sound like I'm disrespecting the hell out of Caleb. I got a high 3rd on.
On Proctor?
No. Pardon me. I got a high 2nd on Proctor.
Okay, good.
High 2nd on Proctor.
And then where would he rank against Fano, Freeling, Mauanoa?
So Proctor's my 15th guy on my big stack. Mauanoa 1st, Fano 2nd. That's the end of my 1st-round grades. Then my 2nd-round grade, Caden Proctor's right up top.
#1.
Yes, sir.
If you would like to look at my board right here.
You a bad boy.
Mauanoa is #1. He's a 1st-round grade.
You a bad
Fano
boy.
is a 1st-round grade.
You a bad boy.
The 1st, 2nd-round grade at offensive tackle is Caden Proctor.
And then I got Freeling. Then I got Maxie Hanachor and my 1st, 3rd-round guy.
I like Hanachor as well. I have him as my 1st, 3rd-round guy. I have Freeland and Lomu in the 2nd. So I have Lomu above Hanachor out of Arizona State. Freeling out of Georgia, as we mentioned a minute ago. But when it comes to Proctor, I agree with you completely. Huge frame, impressive footwork. Did you know he was a track star in high school?
That's ridiculous. I didn't.
He ran track and he did track and field. He did a little bit of both, but he ran as well. So you talk about the footwork and what he's able to do with his feet and how he's able to move laterally. All of that is great and phenomenal, and that's why he tested so well. I do have knocks against some of his technique, but as we've talked about on this show before, you can teach technique in the right situation. I think there are other times that he struggles where some of those other bigger bodied offensive tackles don't struggle, like Mauanoa and like Fano, and that's why I put him below those two guys. But when you look at his high pad level at times, not my favorite thing. When you look at the way he gets his hands out wide, he doesn't stay inside with his hands as much as I would like him to, even though he has strong hands and he can kind of overcome that a little bit because of his strength. I think he is a top-level pass protector in this class, and I think overall he's not Tyler Booker. He's not what you've seen maybe out of some of those other.
They made some music last year.
Top 15, yes, they did. Top 15 guys that have come out of Alabama lately, but he's still going to be a starter in this league, and I think it wouldn't take very long to get him there.
I just thought it was interesting. And look, I don't think that Proctor's going to be like another top 11 guy to push guys down the board a little bit.
Yeah.
I just want to continue pushing the conversation. I saw this one tweet about it, right? It was about pass rush win rate for offensive tackles or something like that. And they were like, oh, Caden Proctor's down here at the bottom while other guys, man, if Caden Proctor played, and it sounds like I'm poo-pooing on Lomu.
No.
But it just is what it is. Like
I have him in the 2nd too, but just a little bit further down than Proctor.
And look, this could be against all these guys, right? I'm looking at who you played, what competition, because the further down I get, there is a Caleb Proctor from Southeast Louisiana, right? And he whooped the hell out of all those other miscellaneous kids, but he played at LSU. He had some fantastic tape versus LSU and La Tech. So I said, okay, even though you go to Southeastern Louisiana, you had really good tape versus top-tier guys, and I can respect that. And that was one of the arguments that I have for Caden Proctor there, that no matter how weird his film looks, He ain't getting killed out there. And look, run game is a whole nother situation because he is a big, strong move you got. But in the passing game versus bendy, bursty dudes, the best bendy, bursty dudes in the league, 8 of them, I think he handled himself just fine there.
One sack against those. Whatever he faced, and it wasn't even those guys.
It was some Florida State guy that I don't know if
we'll be talking about him next year.
Maybe
he transferred somewhere else,
or maybe not. I don't know where the hell the sack came from. But I think versus competition matters a lot. And something else that kind of comes up is people talk about Cassius Howell, right? Like, hey, Cassius Howell got some up and down games, and our boy for our left tackle from Gooseby from Texas, old Voch, when he ran in old Gooseby, beat the hell out of Gooseby. And I'm just like, man, but like, what about the other great competition that Cassius Howell went up against and looked bursty and fantastic?
Looks great against,
phenomenal, right? So I guess my ultimate point here, fighting against the miscellaneous tweet that I saw on Twitter, driving in here or whatever, is I don't mind
as you were parked in the parking garage,
as
safe and sound,
100%. Yeah, I wasn't driving. Texas didn't drive. No, but I don't mind you losing reps versus good dudes.
Yeah.
I, however, don't want to see you beat up on dudes as good as me all day. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you versus better dudes.
You got to look like a man amongst boys whenever you're at a lower level.
Yeah,
you gotta be walking on water, as I think Brian once said about those guys. Whenever you play in front of the bouncy houses in the end zone,
which is why the whole Ruben Bain stuff is weird, and why the whole oh my gosh, Arvell Reese is less bendy than Ruben. But dog, I just watch Arvell Reese whoop dudes on film. I don't care about his pro day where he can't bend on some bag. Forget y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, you ready to take some calls?
Yeah, let's talk to him, man.
All right, Anthony in Miami is our first caller today. What up, Anthony?
What's up, man?
Cal, what's up, my boy?
Nothing much. How are you, my dude?
How you been? You got a guy that I've been admiring from afar. You know, I don't have social media or anything, but I've been admiring this guy. I go on YouTube and I check him out. I try to make some comments here and there. Mr. Voch, welcome aboard. I'm a Cowboy for lifer, man. They'll tell you that. And I appreciate you and your commentary. So I'm going to say my little thing real quick because I'm in my washroom and my phone may cut off. I'll say this. Being down in Miami, I want all my Canes to do well. I know we have 4 that we're predicted in the first 2 rounds, possibly. And I'm going to make a bold statement right here on just players. Ruben Bain, Jeremiah Love, and Monsieur Delane are the best players in this draft. That's Anthony's bold statement. Those 3 guys are the best players. If the Cowboys landed one, and we can land a running back, I don't want anybody to think that we got a running back. You know, it takes 2 running backs in this league, and this guy is all-purpose, all world. So I would love to get him if Bain wasn't there at 12 or Monsieur wasn't there. I would love to get Love. And I'm telling you, I'm going on record. Those 3 guys are the best prospects in this draft. Appreciate you guys, man.
Appreciate you, big dog.
Appreciate you, Anthony, in Miami. It's a weird way to say Caleb Downs. He didn't say.
I think he said what he said. Kyle. I mean, looking at my board, those guys are up there. You know?
No, they are too. I was looking at mine because I don't, like I've said on the show before, I don't stack until we get like the week before draft, and I don't stack position by position, but I do stack by position and I grade from there. Jeremiah Love is, outside of Caleb Downs, the highest graded player on my board. At the moment, and I gave him a high first-round grade. I think he's electric. I think he's going to be an impact player immediately. There's a significant drop-off between him and my RB2, so maybe that plays a little bit of a factor, but I think when you stack him, he's not as highly graded as I had Ashton Jeanty last year, but he's close, and that's saying something because I had Ashton Jeanty very high there.
Right.
I don't necessarily see the same thing with Mansour, even though I have a first-round grade on him and I think he's a great player. He's my number 1 corner. I don't see him in the same conversation as Caleb Downs and Jeremiah Love at the moment. He's maybe a couple slots below that for me. I think Bain could be in that conversation. I can put Bain up there. He's an early first-round grade on my board. But, yeah, I think 3 great names and 3 names that at the end of the day could be Cowboys.
Love is 3 for me. Bain is 4. Delane is 6. So we all in that range and whatnot. And boy, Kyle, let me tell you something, boy. You know, man, Voch come on these little programs, man. Voch come on these little programs, and I say, hey, man, you know what y'all ought to do?
What's that?
Y'all need to prepare yourself for the idea that an offensive player could be drafted. And I just want y'all to be ready. I ain't saying who should be drafted. I would love to go defense first, but I just want, and I think I've over-talked it. 3 shows or so, Kyle. I was like, hey, man, be ready for offense. And they be like, boy, Voch on crack, boy. Why in the hell would he say, boy, and the damn head coach talked to our own Tommy Yards there at the University.
What did he say there, Voch?
He said, man, y'all boys better get ready. Now, first of all, he said it like that. He said
it just like
he
that.
said like I said it. But he said, first of all, I think Coach lied and said, I think we did enough in the offseason to feel good about this. That's a lie. That's cap, Coach. Y'all need a linebacker, you know it.
His front office.
You need a linebacker, you know it. Shamar James is just gonna step up this year, all right? So I think they're gonna find. But what I do think is true is that them boys gonna walk in the draft day, and they're gonna be like, hey, if Love is there, we ain't just gonna pass Love just because.
Yeah.
I think I don't know how they got their wide receivers stacked. Everybody gonna have those top 3 wide receivers stacked differently. I think Love is more likely to be a dude
that's hard to pass on.
I
agree.
I can see them passing on Tate
or Tyson.
Lemon Tyson. I can see that.
Yeah.
But in this world where you get totally wiped out on defense, I could see the Cowboys, the Dallas football Cowboys, go, hey, man, I don't know why Malinois dropped this low. It could be because some teams ahead of us think he's a guard, and they may value something different. But, hey, y'all, Malinois is here. Hey, y'all, we have such a grade on Jeremiah Love, and they got the Boston College highlights playing over their head. So, hey, man, this dude Love, I know we wiped on defense. I know we just signed Javonte, but, boy, that 1-2 is a hell of a 1-2.
Uh-huh.
The head coach agrees with Voch, y'all. I ain't trying to make this about me. This is about me. This is about all of us together as a family. The head coach agrees with Voch, and he came out and said it yesterday with our very own Tommy Yards, that y'all need to be prepared. He said, y'all need to be prepared for the idea that if a top-tier elite offensive player is there, we're not going to pass on him because we've done the work, is what he says.
And that could be at 12 or 20. It could be either one.
It could be at 12 or 20. I would hate if it's 20.
Yeah.
Unless Jeremiah Love fall to 20. I think that's different.
That's different.
That's different. I don't know if fall to 20, that's different. I think you should be flat-out defense at 20. But 12, where you're at the mercy of the board, because that's just, we just didn't lose enough games. Don't be mad if the Cowboys draft a running back or offensive line. It probably won't be offensive line. They just did the thing with Terrence. But Terrence ain't stopping me from drafting Malinois.
Yeah.
Tyler Guyton got a couple years on his contract. Tyler Smith is a left tackle candidate for you. You may want one of those guys to come play left guard. The Cowboys can do anything and make it make sense. I just want y'all to be prepared for it. And I said that for 3 shows this past month. And y'all hated me. Y'all called me goofy and a clown and silly. And look at what your head coach said. He agrees with Voch. So there you go.
I love how you had a bone to pick with 2 people, and you've already done it in the first 6.
It's been like 7. It's been like 7, but I ain't going to say nothing.
All right, let's go to Nick in Austin. Nick, what's going on? You're on the Draft Show. What's up?
Hey, how are y'all?
Doing great. How are you?
What's up?
So, Kyle, I've been watching you since you started with the Cowboys, and you've come a long way.
Thanks,
and
man.
Truly proud of that.
Appreciate
and
you.
I'm sure, and you should be too. I remember when you first started, that I can't remember, and I believe it was in the Draft Show, and you said that if so-and-so got drafted, and I have a horrible memory, so you might know what I'm starting to talk about,
exactly
that you would
what you're
run.
talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So my question to you is there somebody that you would run for if we got them? And don't answer yet. And then Voch, you are a great addition to the break.
Thank you, sir.
I really like what you bring. I like the little, and I like the fact that they let you be you.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I was going through Google the other day. I come across one of your shows with the Cowboys. I watched that. It was really good.
Appreciate you.
So, Voch, I know you're a stand-and pick guy for the majority.
Yes, sir.
Now, if we get wiped out and, on defense, and Jeremiah Love's not there and Malinois is not there, would you consider trading back? Because I know you talked about this before, Kyle. You know what I'm talking about. If you trade back to like 16 to the Jets, okay, trade with them, would you – and, of course, you'll pick up some, right? You'll pick up probably a third because it's not a far drop. But it'd totally be worth it because it will help our defense.
Sure.
We'll get somebody in the third or offense maybe in the third. Who knows? And then you could pick up possibly because who knows? Because Dylan Dieneman keeps moving up.
Right.
But if he's there, what do you think about that? And then you add another pick, and then I'll hang up and listen. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, player.
Well, let's stick to that one just because for now, and then I'll get into my running question here in a minute.
Gotcha. Thieneman is 17 on my board.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, unlike some of my peers and friends, 12 is a bit high for me. But if you trade back, and boy, I hate trade questions, but if you trade back and you get some picks and the Jets decide to bless you with 16, then I wouldn't mind taking Thieneman at 17 and or at 16 because he's 17 on my board, and then you get the pick again at 20. Take a pass rusher, take a corner, and I'll be fine with that. Sure, no problem.
As far as I see, the Jets don't have a third-round pick. So that's where the value. He was right on that. That's where the value is. It's about 200-point difference on the trade chart. Okay. And when you look at third-round picks, really anything from about 78 and above could get you there.
Yeah.
They don't have one of those picks, and they actually don't have one in the third at all. So it may have to be a little bit more than that. They do have 44, which was a pick that Dallas sent to the Jets initially. They have your second-round pick. Yeah. So you might be able to return with that and get that back, and then maybe send a fourth or one of those fifths or whatever it was to try and offset it a little bit. Sure. I'd have to do the math a little bit more whenever I can sit down and actually do the math. But it would take a little bit more maneuvering than just a third-round pick unless they somehow come up with one prior to trying to make that trade. Yeah. If I'm Dallas, it would have to take, and here's my thought at 12 right now.
Yeah.
You at 12 are probably going to draft.
For sure.
Because I think you're going to get a dude. Yeah. If you get a dude there and you're cartwheeling, let's say it's Sonny Styles, let's say it's Caleb Downs, let's say it's, I think Love is probably going to be there. Yeah. But you look at all of the guys in front that you could target and you could like, let's say Bailey or Bain, all of those guys, Delane, you're going to take that player and you're going to run if that's the case. If you get to the point where you're looking at your board and you're saying Dylan Thieneman is my top guy on my board here, I would think about trading down because I'm with you there. If you take him there, I'm not upset. I put him on the draft cover for a reason. Like, I think he's a great player, and I think there's a possibility he's here in Dallas. But the value you could pick up by just adding another name in the third round, if you can find a dance partner, which is a big if, I think I would try and see what happens there.
Sure.
Somebody may want to come up and get Jeremiah Love. Let's say he is on the board and somebody wants to come up and get one.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody wants to come up and get a Freeling or a Sadiq who's a high-level tight end. Maybe somebody is really trying to revamp their tight end room and they want to get ahead of maybe some of these other teams that could possibly use a tight end that are behind Dallas. I just don't see a ton of possibility there. I think you're going to get a first-round graded player, and you're going to take him at 20. Or I mean, at 12, and then you'll pick again at 20 and take whoever's left on the other side of things. Now, who would be the guy that I would run with? And he's referring to back in 2020, first year that I hosted the show. Okay. We were virtual at the time because it was COVID all the way through.
I was a fan.
Thanks, man. The one of the last shows of the year is like 1 month out. It's right around this time. I was asked to Twitter on the 20 question about CeeDee Lamb falling to 17 and would the Cowboys pick him. And I said, there's no way that would ever happen. One, I don't think he's fallen. Two, I don't think he's going to be selected if he even is the pick because they don't need a wide receiver at that point. They had Amari Cooper. They had guys. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared to have an offensive player taken in that draft.
8 foot and all, that's just crazy. Balls, boy.
You know, it was him and Kayvon Chason.
He was his 14.
Yeah, and that's ultimately the conversation. And he ends up falling. He gets picked. He ends up being a great. And I loved CeeDee Lamb. I thought he was a top 8 player in that draft.
You went wrong.
So I said, if that happens, I'll run from my apartment to the Star and back.
Where you live?
I live in Little Elm.
Okay, well, that's.
It was 13.7 miles.
Did you do it?
I did. I did do it. Because immediately when he got drafted on draft night, I got a notification on my phone. Somebody tweeted and said, you better get your running shoes on. Sure enough, I ended up running the 13.7 miles and going the entire way down and back in the middle of May. I had to take like a month to kind of train up to it for a little bit, but I did it.
Is there a video of this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The WFAA did a story on it. It was a big thing. Oh, yeah.
I'll run down that hall, get to the bathroom,
get a water,
and come my ass back. I ain't finna run no miles. 13 down and back?
13. I feel like I can't make the same bet, though. I feel like I'd have to do something different. Maybe I'll run stairs or something.
How about you
like
just do the
Ford
show
Center.
and don't do nothing? Just be happy with your damn pick.
I know, but it happened, so maybe I have to make a bet. Mine would be Caleb Downs.
You know what, y'all
Caleb Downs.
y'all are different. Y'all bet on stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Why are you saying y'all? What do you mean by y'all?
You guys.
Yeah, who's you guys? Like media personnel? What are we talking about here?
There's some not media guys like that, but y'all
Mm-hmm.
y'all bet on like I be listening to the radio, right? Like 105.3 the Cowboys, we tied together, and they be doing show bets.
shit.
It's the and they be doing like show bets and stuff. But like, yeah, you got to drink a bottle of hot sauce or something happen. I'm like, man, why would y'all do that? Because we don't. We don't do stuff like that.
Yeah. I'll run every stair in the Ford Center.
And look, we run.
Three times. Or actually, wait. Caleb Downs is number 2. I'll do every stair in the Ford Center, both top and bottom deck, twice, all the way through, if Caleb Downs gets it. That's not a half marathon, but let's be honest, I'm not running a half marathon.
I'll just celebrate the pick. The most I do is take 5 of y'all to go get something to eat or something. I'll just pay for it. That's the
Hey, that
most I
sounds
do.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I be on that list?
No.
Okay, that's fair.
But you can come though. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, come on.
All right.
5 people. Yeah.
We're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll continue taking your calls. It's been fun so far. Voch Lombardi, Kyle Youmans here on the Draft Show. More right after this.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're maxing out overhead presses, pushing through chest flies, or being the hero your golden retriever needs to carry them over that scary bridge, Smoothie King has the fuel to help you go all out. Build muscle and boost your recovery with 45 grams of protein, 0 grams of added sugar, and delicious customizable ingredients in the Gladiator Smoothie. Available in chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. Only at Smoothie King.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Need a last-minute dish to bring to your Cowboys watch party?
You made it. The game's about to start.
Go for the quality, flavor, and convenience of a Hillshire Farm ciabatta deli sandwich. With flavors like Italiano, turkey and bacon, and chicken pesto, these sandwiches will make any crowd go wild. Found in the freezer aisle.
Hillshire Farm is calling.
This is the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show.
Cowboys Nation, Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, is exclusively in the Dallas Cowboys app. Join the official fan club today to receive access to Cowboys Drops, where you can win game tickets, autographed items, exclusive experiences, and more. Download the app now to join. The segment is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Back here on the Draft Show alongside Voch Lombardi, I'm Kyle Youmans, taking your phone calls today. A little bit different with everybody on the Pro Day trail at the moment. Nick Harris and Tommy Yarish out there at Texas Tech Pro Day today. So is Brian Schottenheimer, Christian Parker, Will McClay, a lot of the Cowboys brass out in Lubbock at the moment. Let's check in. Not this far west in Lubbock, Texas, but how about a little bit further west? Donnie in California, You're on the Draft Show. What's up, Donnie?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? First-time caller on any platform.
Oh, wow.
Big fan of both of you guys. How what you do on Talking Cowboys and with the Draft Show. And Voch, big fan of yours on the YouTube, your YouTube channel, Crown Global Media, and the Draft Show, man. You guys, like I always say when I talk to any of the Cowboys content creators. You guys are a blessing, a true blessing to Cowboys fans, and I really appreciate both of you.
We appreciate
you, big dog.
My question was to both of you. We know the Cowboys were at the Texas Pro Day, and so what I wanted to know, the linebacker Anthony Hill Jr., which I really like, and the defensive back Malik Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
Are those legitimate options for the Cowboys?
Appreciate you, my boy.
Yeah, appreciate the call as always. I chuckle there about Malik Muhammad because he had one of the worst quotes I've ever heard in my life.
What did he say?
He was so dumb.
Can't be that bad.
I love Malik Muhammad. We got to talk a little bit there in Senior Bowl, and he's a good dude. He was asked about his coverage ability and like how he feels like it's going to translate or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the question was, but his answer was, he was like, 80% of the earth is covered by Malik Muhammad. The other 20 is covered in burnt orange. And I was like, I don't think that's the right way to use that quote at all. And it was something that, like, it's a quote that was used not long ago.
Yeah.
Because it was Bobby Witt Jr. in the World Baseball Classic. He was playing incredible at shortstop, and he was covering all sorts of ground and whatever. And somebody said 80% of the earth is covered in land, and the other 20% is covered by Bobby Witt Jr. So that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you.
He was trying to like maneuver the quote a little bit, and just didn't. It
ain't go.
Land. Sorry,
it ain't go, my boy.
But that's why I chuckled, because that was the first thing that popped in the head. Good player.
Yeah,
and it depends on where the fit is.
Sure.
There, if are you going to play him outside? Or are you going to play him inside?
I think. So that's the problem. I think he's a much better athlete than he is technician.
I agree.
So I think that's better for like outside field corner work. Yep. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be in the nickel,
give him a sideline to work with a little bit.
Oh, sure, boundary definitely.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna be like one of these guys, as you're gonna deal with a crafty nickel or something like that, you know, he might leave you kind of spinning a little bit. And that's one of his issues. Like when I wrote not super technical, like in man coverage, he will kind of turn his back to the receiver a little bit or whatever. Like not trying to play the ball, but just like receiver break inside, I'm turning my back the other way, and you losing track of the guy. Yeah. I think he's better when it's like quasi in front of him, and he could just kind of see a little bit. So he works the in breaking routes a little better, and he just breaks on routes really well. But I got him in the fourth because of his technical stuff. I don't think he's gonna do a whole bunch of zone, but hey man, I think he's a solid plant and run guy. Loose hips.
Let me find where I put him. I put him in the fourth as well.
But see, look, this is the problem.
If he's there at 114 or 112,
yeah,
I would consider it.
This is the problem with this cornerbacks class, right? Yeah. He ain't a bad player.
No.
D'Angelo Pons, Thaddeus Dixon, Stoops, Everett, Rivers, more from Florida. It's just a lot of names. It's just a lot of guys that'll
Scott.
I'm just bumping guys down the list right now. He's a good player, and I think you're right. If he's at 112, hey, let's go boogie. I think you can definitely use him. I don't know what his smarts are like compared to what Christian Parker's looking for, but just as an athlete, as somebody that can just like man cover and just go as long as it's in front of him, off man or whatever, I think he's good.
I think he's a smart cat. I just don't think he has the greatest media quotes.
He dropped a terrible quote, but it's just this.
But I've got to your point. I've got Everett from Georgia ahead of him. I've got Julian Neal from Arkansas. These are guys that I think could maybe fall to 112, but still not necessarily a foregone conclusion. I wouldn't be surprised if Everett goes day two. I think he's a good player. D'Angelo Pons above him. Chandler Rivers from Duke above him. Will Lee, the third from Texas A&M, is right there with him. We've heard a lot about Malik Muhammad, and he's been a name that we've mentioned just because he was in the draft process. He was at the Senior Bowl, things of the sort. I think he's right around that just conglomerate of names, and it's pick whatever you think fits best.
Sure.
And I don't necessarily think I'm looking at Malik Muhammad and saying he fits best here with Dallas.
It depends on scheme, man. Some of these guys are better covered. Like I think Will Lee is a phenomenal cover three type guy. You know what I'm saying? Just let him be long in range and do that. But if he has to man and run inside on somebody, like that'll be kind of weird for him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it depends. Like these teams are gonna like rank them all differently or whatever. But Malik Muhammad here, I'm not sure. But if you're a Dolphins fan or something watching the show, he might fit y'all better than that.
They like their Texas guys out.
They love their Texas guys.
What was the other name he mentioned? Was it Anthony Hill Jr.?
He talked about Anthony Hill.
Was it Anthony Hill?
Yeah. Texas
a lot of pub. I saw Joe Hoyt from Dallas Morning News put out a video yesterday. I don't know if he wrote an article on it or not, but he was saying, watch out for Anthony Hill Jr. I still don't know where he necessarily fits, but we've talked about him a couple times on the show. Yep. Great player, incredible athlete. Still some technical stuff, kind of like what we just talked about with Muhammad that he has to clean up. But does he fit in Dallas? It depends on the scheme, depends on what they're looking for. I don't necessarily think it does.
I think Hill's going to be great as like a will linebacker, somebody that comes up and pass rush every now and then. Mm-hmm. The Cowboys may be looking for more of a Mike dude, like a Mike field general type guy.
Doesn't mean they can't take a will.
Don't mean he can't. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Hill is great in coverage, but he has like the athleticism and the length to kind of like grow into it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And plus, I don't think the Cowboys got the pick to take him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got 12 and 20. I'm not taking them at 20, and I think 92 is too late to get him.
It's way too late, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I don't think the Cowboys, unless the Cowboys, like, make a trade and get a second-round pick or something, like an early third or something, I don't think you're in the range to get him. On my board, he's like the 53rd guy for me, so.
I have him in the second.
Yeah.
But he's probably going to end up maybe mid-40s.
Yeah.
Mid-40s for me, somewhere around there. I have a lot of second-round grades. It's kind of been my heavy.
I got 41 second-round.
Yeah, that's kind of been my heavy spot this year. How many first-round grades do you have right
12.
now? Okay, so I have a little more.
And if you add the
15,
if you add the quarterback, it's 13. I just don't watch quarterbacks.
Okay, Mendoza. Yeah, okay, got it. Let's move on to our next caller, Lester in Minnesota. Lester, what's up? You're on the Draft Show.
What's up, Lester?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, Voch, I just want to say, man, I like the way you talk about and break down the players. I like the little videos you have online. I'm not really a big online YouTube guy or any of that, but I do go in and watch your little videos on certain players that we pick up and et cetera and so forth. So I want to say that first.
Appreciate you, man.
And then the last caller kind of took what I wanted to say about the cornerbacks. Unless we got the top one or two corner that's in the draft, I would not draft a corner in the first round. I just would not, because you can find good corners a little bit later, i.e. Jordan Lewis, i.e. Awuzie, i.e. Brown, and others. You can find them, and Will McClellan does an excellent job. I think the Cowboys, at least right now today, it looks like we need to draft a linebacker, man. I mean, because in a 3-4, you have, 4 linebackers out there, so I believe you at least need 4 reserves or maybe more than that. So I think on our board right now we have only about 4 or 5 linebackers, period.
Sure.
So that's what I'm looking at. As far as our draft picks, hey man, if I don't know what Parker's looking for exactly, so I can't really make a comment. But I just know what we have right now. We need to do a linebacker, and I would get a pass rusher and a linebacker if it was me for what we have today, via a trade, before the draft or after the draft. One more thing I wanted to say, you guys, most of the guys that talk about draft, you guys, most of you all, not all, Voch, you go a little deeper, but you talk a lot about the first and second round picks. I mean, I done studied this, man. If you look at the UFL and all the colleges, including the black colleges, you have over 3,000 choices, man. So we can find someone, a little bit down the line somewhere. But that's all I got to say. You guys do a good job. Go Cowboys.
Appreciate you as always.
Kyle, let's just play a game real quick.
Okay, let's play it.
And you can pull your board up if you like. Okay. I'm just gonna run down this list. This is what I think. I think you made a fascinating point about cornerback. Let's just say we feel like Kobe Durant's gonna be playing somewhere. He's gonna be starting somewhere. Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Cowboys corner. Kobe Durant. Let's say Deron Bland's foot is good to go.
Okay.
Let's say Revel makes the year 2 leap that the Cowboys project him to make.
He's good, healthy, everything's good.
Good to go.
We're talking best case
scenario for those guys.
Scenario
and even the idea that Jalen Thompson going to come down and play nickel sometimes. Here's my question, right? I'm going to go down the corners. How many corners bump those dudes down the depth chart?
If they're all healthy.
If everything's good to go.
Okay.
I can make a case that Mansour Delane could make Revel sit down or something.
Absolutely.
Colton Hood?
Yes.
Cisse?
Yes.
I think Cisse got to sit down.
That's fair, but I have him a little bit above Hood.
I got you. Terrell from Clemson?
No. Even though I like Terrell a lot.
I think he sits down. Abney from Arizona State?
No. Honestly, the only one you didn't miss that I think is not making those guys sit down if they are best case scenario, maybe
Chris Johnson?
Maybe Terrell if we're talking about him versus Kobe Durant.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would probably take Terrell over Durant. But Jermon McCoy is the other name because I have him up there. And if he's, let's say if we're talking best case scenario,
we hope, man,
for Dallas,
next
let's say best case scenario for him too. So if that's the case, the top 5 corners on my list are Delane, McCoy, Cisse, Hood, and Terrell.
I would agree.
And if that's the case, anybody outside of that, I don't feel the same way.
The only names I feel like are Delane, and let's just say McCoy falls in the draft, team suck at drafting, you get him at 20, the knee's good to go. I think McCoy steps in and somebody got to sit down.
Sure.
So we don't have a long list of dudes that can bump the current Cowboys starters down the depth chart.
If they're fully healthy.
Sure.
But we also know that that's not technically realistic.
For sure.
Yeah.
According to the Cowboys, they may not think of corner as big of an emergency as they may view linebacker and pass rush. So to the caller's point, if it ain't Mansour Delane, I could see the Cowboys not going cornerback in the first round or at 12 or,
that's fair.
Or 20. And, I mean, maybe you can make an argument once you get to 92, and there's some good names at 92 or 114 or whatever, but if it ain't Delane in them, I'm probably not rushing to get a corner at 20th overall.
Cisse, Hood, and Terrell are all second-round grades for me.
Yeah.
And I think they're all solid players. I think they can do a number of different things. All good. Delane and McCoy is first-round talents, but you got to talk about the health. I know we can take it out of the fun equation for a little bit, but I'm looking at corner as still a massive need. But I tend to agree there because you need bodies at linebacker and you need dogs at edge rusher.
Yeah, for sure.
And you might have to take 12 and 20 and just use it at edge and linebacker and be okay with that.
I just wonder what the Cowboys think their current standing is with the hurt guys. You know what I mean? I think
they know a lot more than we do about the status of those guys.
I think Revel's going to be fine. He finished last year. He's going to be another offseason removed from it. I think he'll be good to go.
We were judging Emmy submissions because that's all going on right now in our TV world for a little bit.
Okay.
And there was one from a different NFC East opponent. I don't want to give it away specifically because I feel like it might be a conflict of interest.
Okay.
But it was their draft coverage, and it was being submitted, and they were. The term they used was my man crush of the NFL draft in 2025 was Savone Revel. And it was from an NFC East opponent.
Well,
so it wasn't just the draft show that loved Savone Revel. And I still think he could be that moving forward. He just needed a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Now he has it.
He has his time.
So I think there will be a step. It may not be a massive step, but there will be a step.
I think you can expect year 2 jumps from Booker, Ezraku, and Revel. But I wonder if the Cowboys look at Bland and go, "Hey man, Bland gonna be healthy. I don't think we need corner as bad as people think that we need corner." And the guy that they get is going to be more of a day 3 depth or future type guy, as opposed to somebody day 1 to come in and step in and play.
It could be. I could see 112 just feels like a sweet spot. Maybe even 92, but 112 seems like a sweet spot of corner. The guys we mentioned earlier, Muhammad from Texas, Rivers from Duke, Willie the third from Texas A&M, like all those guys right there could maybe be in the conversation. If Dalen Everett falls, I would run that card in. I would love that. All right, one more caller, and then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to answer Twitter questions because we have a bunch of those as well. Let's go to Chris in Modesto, California. What up, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's up, man? How y'all doing?
Great. How are you?
Good, man. I had a question about Zion Young. I had him at in the 4th round. What do you see him right now as after that performance at the Combine?
Zion?
Yeah, Zion Young, because I really want, in the draft, I want us to get Styles, Cassius Howell, Zion Young, Pons and D'Angelo Pons at cornerback, and Davidson Igbinosun.
Yeah, he can play.
Yeah, and somehow, I kind of called that trade we made with Osa, but I'm wondering. It looks like we made a replacement with Turpin. Could we possibly get a 2nd round pick for him and get back in the 2nd?
For Turpin?
Say if we if we say
it'd be a little bit
in
high.
that 20th, put that in combination if we drop back.
Appreciate the call.
Good call,
and we'll answer all those questions as best we can. Time. So he said combine for Zion Young. I believe he's talking about pro day because he didn't run at the combine.
Okay.
But he was timed on Friday at Missouri. 40 time in the range of 4.69 to 4.73. I'm looking for the official. I'm seeing one on Twitter that says it that way. I mean, that's really good for an edge rusher of his size. I'm looking.
Good size, strong run game.
Here's the official 4.75, which is in the 70th percentile. His broad jump was 117, 61st percentile. His split wasn't as impressive because when you watch his tape, he's got some burst. But he was a 172, which is 13th percentile out of edge rushers. Good wingspan. Arm length is a little bit conversational, but not as big as like what we said with Howell and some of those other guys.
This class of D ends, and not necessarily edges that stand up, but this class of D ends after Mesidor, what you kind of got to figure out, are the guys that are kind of big as hell. They got traits. They good versus the run, but they're not clean pass rushers just yet. You kind of have to figure out what you want to do with those guys. Zion Young is definitely one of those for me. Can line up at 5 or at 3 if you want to rush him. Strong as hell, long arms. He's athletic for his size, correct. But there's a lot of dudes that kind of like fit that archetype. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Falk, Parker, Lucas from USC, like all those guys are like bigger dudes that aren't really clean pass rushers yet. And if we just talk about Cowboy land, like where do you fit those guys? Like, when the Cowboys line up in nickel or something and you got your 2 edges on the outside and you got Kenny and Quentin, where do you have room for these types of guys? I got a 3rd round grade on them, but that's just where I put the guys that don't give me much pass rush right now that could develop into it, but they strong as hell and they good versus the run. That's kind of where they are.
He's my last 3rd round grade. So I'm right there with you.
So we right there.
And there's guys over him in this edge rusher class that I would consider far more. Like Romello height, I would have a conversation a little bit more so there. Even though he's a little smaller.
I got 2 on Mello,
like LT Overton from Alabama, Joshua Josephs from Tennessee. These are the guys that are kind of right around him. I think Zion Young is a top 100 player. With him at 92, I would be in conversation. And they need bigger edge rushers that are going to be stopping the run and that are going to set the edge.
Sure.
They need that. They don't have that really on this team right now.
Yeah.
And especially if they're going to play a lot of 3-4, I think he does fit in that outside linebacker role. Maybe that 4-eye role if he really wanted to, because he's 262 pounds. I mean, he's a big dude.
And that's the big conversation about the 4-eye guys or the guys that are going to be 4-eye guys. If you play 70% nickel, how much of those dudes going to be on the field? You know what I'm saying? Like
not a lot.
Like when we're in our nickel set, nobody taking Kenny and Quentin off the field.
Nope.
And your outside guys right now are Gary and Donovan. So how much are they gonna play? And I think if you want somebody that's gonna be more of a pass rusher, stand up guy like Gary and Donovan, you'll be on the other side of the board for me. So that'll be the Heights, the Mason Thomases, the Howells, the Lawrences, Llewellyns, and Perkinses. You know what I mean? So I have a weird relationship with the big body dudes, and I think they're more for the people watching this show right now. I'll recommend Zion Young, Anthony Lucas, Falk, Parker for like the Dolphins or the Vikings or somebody else. But when it comes to Cowboy land, with the lack of 2nd round picks where most of these dudes probably gonna be at, I just don't see the fit for us.
Yeah. And then the Turbin conversation, kind of a gadget guy, not necessarily your 2nd round pick worth. Now, they got a 3rd for Osa Odigizua, so that's the most recent trade that you've seen from a Cowboy.
Yeah.
I would put Osa far and away above what the value would be for Turpin.
You'd be lucky to get a 6.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking maybe a 5th if you got lucky, but 6th is probably better.
I don't want to be mean. You know, I think they're not gonna grade Turpin as a returner. They're gonna grade him as a receiver.
Wide receiver.
You'll be lucky if you get a 6.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Well, if they grade him as a returner, you're not getting anything.
Yeah, sure.
Which that's the case.
Him and the kicker ain't finna be lighting the market up like that. So no.
But yeah,
if we get a second back for Turpin, we doing flips up here. I'll run 13 miles. You get a second for damn Turpin.
Deal.
And take y'all ass to go get some sushi.
All right, let's take our second break. When we come back, we continue to answer your questions alongside Voch Lombardi. I'm Kyle Youmans. More of the Draft Show right after this.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
He's at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Cowboys.
What's better than game day? How about the convenience, flavor, and protein of an all-new Hillshire Farm ciabatta deli sandwich? With flavors like Italiano, turkey and bacon, and chicken pesto, these sandwiches help make any Cowboys watch party a victory.
Cowboys win.
Found in the freezer aisle.
Hillshire Farm is calling.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
This is the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show.
Refresh your wardrobe with Cowboys Spring Essentials. Find light layers, tees, hats, and more at a pro shop near you or online at shop.dallascowboys.com, a Fanatics experience. Also where you can pick up your copy of the Dallas Cowboys Star Magazine Draft Guide. Again, we're still waiting on the online link. It will be available soon. I will let you know both on Twitter and then on the draft show whenever that ultimately does become available. Let's get to our final caller. I lied in the last segment. We actually had one more. Eric in North Carolina, you're on the draft show. What up, Eric? What's up, Eric?
Hey, fellas. How y'all doing today?
Doing great.
Love your show. Been thinking about trade scenarios since it's seeming like more and more the premium defensive help is going to be gone by the 12th pick. Mm-hmm. And I always remember what Dane Brugler talks about, which is quarterbacks always go high, no matter what we think of them, more or less. Mm-hmm. And I checked, and only one time in the last 10 years has only one quarterback gone in the top 12 picks. So what do y'all think are the chances that someone might trade up for Ty Simpson, quarterback, Alabama?
I love that idea. I think every team should try and trade above the Cowboys.
Damn straight.
To go get Ty Simpson.
Go get him.
I think that'd be fantastic.
Go get us,
I think
too.
they should go trade above. I think he should get picked above the Cowboys. And then maybe if not, 12 sounds like a sweet spot for Ty Simpson.
People think I'm being arrogant when I say teams suck at drafting.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback tax is one of the things that get teams in a lot of trouble. I'm going to spend this first rounder on Kenny Pickett just because he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
Or Ty Simpson. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look, y'all do it. This is where I kind of fuss with Cowboy fans, especially Dak-hating Cowboy fans. They be like, oh, yeah, man, I don't want to pay Dak this money. We can move on from him and draft a quarterback in 2 years. This will be the year that you would have had to go into it.
To go and do it.
Just imagine you had to spend 12 overall on Ty Simpson.
On Ty Simpson.
You probably get worse than 12. You probably be 5. But yeah, nah, dog. I don't recommend anybody drafting a quarterback high unless they're a fan of it.
It's a bad class, quarterback wise. There's value here, and there are going to be guys that are really good in this class. It's hard to find a prospect without questions.
Yeah.
Garrett Nussmeier, great quarterback, got questions, whether it's size or taking care of the football. Same thing with Cade Klubnik out of Clemson. Sawyer Robertson, I like his build, but man, he couldn't hold on to the football at a couple different times as well. Lots of quarterbacks that could be significant, but they all have some level of meh to them. And that's kind of what this quarterback class looks like.
I haven't watched any of them, but I'm going to watch 12 of them next week.
Okay.
Just to say that, just to have them on the board.
Just to have them on the board. That's honestly, it's probably about all you need.
Just 12. I think that's too many.
I can give you 12 here. And
I got my list.
You'll get them all, and then it'll be pretty quick.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some Twitter on the 20. We did ask a ton
Twitter
of questions.
on the 20.
Twitter on the 1155. But we are going to answer a couple of these real quick. All right, would you rather from Josh?
What's up, Josh?
Would you rather A, stick and pick? 12 is Delane, 20 is Cassius Howell. Delane out of LSU, Cassius Howell out of Texas A&M.
Yeah.
B is trade back. Tampa Bay comes up for Spencer Fano. In exchange, you get 15th and their third-round pick. You get C.J. Allen with the 15th pick, and you get Mesidor at your 20th pick, and then you get an extra selection in the third. And then the Cleveland trade scenario that I know you absolutely love, but you end up with Sonny Styles at 6, and you get Chris Johnson from San Diego State at 39. What are your three best options there?
I don't hate the Styles and Johnson combination.
Mm-hmm. But you hate the Cleveland trade conversation.
I do think that Delane and Howell is your best combination, though.
Stick and pick.
So I'm going to take those guys. Yeah.
Okay. Everyone is freaking out about possibly going offense at 12. This comes from Bain.
What's up, Bain?
Has everyone considered that they may go offense at 12 and 20? Has anybody thought of that as a possibility?
There are some people that have me incredibly mistaken. They just think I'm just,
messing around,
just rooting. No. Oh, okay. They think I'm just rooting for offense for the sake of rooting for offense. I think the only time offense should be in the conversation is at 12 because you're kind of at the mercy of the top 13 first-round picks or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I think once you get to 20, there's plenty names at 20 that you can go on defense, whether it's corner, safety, edge, or D tackle if y'all feel like Christian Parker wants his pick of D tackle or whatever. I think 20 is perfect for that, and I wouldn't go offense in that way. So it's either offense at 12 or offense not.
Yeah,
for me,
I would be flabbergasted if they pick offense in both spots.
The only way it makes sense. Well, I guess it wouldn't. But if you get wiped out on defense, Malinois there at 12. And then you take Malinois, team suck at drafting, Jeremiah Love fell to 20. You take Love at 20. That's the only way.
Feel great about your offense. Your run game is going to be electric.
Phenomenal, my boy. Phenomenal. Double team GP all you want and bracket the CD if you like. I'm just going.
That's Team 50 Burger right there. We've had Team 40 Burger in the past. That's Team 50 Burger.
Real.
Let's see. There's a lot of trade conversations with people that are under contract elsewhere.
We can't talk about that, boy. I mean, if the conversation is if there's an imaginary player, is that player worth 12, 20, and something else? You know what I'm saying? And I think we went through I can say Max, right?
Yeah. Sure,
okay. There was this Max debacle, the news that
that was actual news, and
Hendricks was some real stuff that was going on. And if you would trade 2 1s for them. Maybe not Hendricks. If you would trade 2-1 for Max, then you would trade 2 1s for an imaginary perfect player. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So for that situation that we can't talk about, sure, if they want to spend 12 and 20, shit, they can have.
Bring them home.
They had 92 as well.
Yeah, we can.
I'll sit right here on the draft show and not do nothing till Saturday. I'm like, good for Minnesota making that pick, boy. Boy, I'm happy for Miami.
That would be really boring coverage. Our numbers would be
because
all the way in the tank.
All we'll do is talk about this 99 on Madden for 3 days.
Yeah.
I ain't tripping.
Just sit here and just watch his film.
Okay, Minnesota took Thieneman anyway. 99
back
we
here
just took
to
on
this
Madden.
guy. I like it. Sticking with defense, Tone wants to know, T.J. Parker, is he a better pass rusher than Keldrick Falk is a run defender?
No, I don't think so.
Better pass rusher than a run defender there?
I think Keldrick is the better run defender.
Yeah.
However, Parker's film last year, he was a much better pass rusher than he was this year.
Yeah.
So you can probably say that. But I don't know, man. Clemson dudes be going through some weird stuff, dog. I don't know what, like since the beginning of time, Clemson D linemen be going. It's always a class full of them. Mm-hmm. The whole line come out, and then they get to the league and they look weird. I don't know what's going on with them, but I just got Falk as a higher player. I think Falk has the higher floor as a run dude, and you can actually see the developmental traits as a pass rusher. Parker kind of showed stuff and went away, which I think is worse. So I'll take Falk over Parker.
Man, this one's tough for me because I have both guys touching tags. They're right.
They're the same dude.
They're right next to. They're the same dude, but they do different things.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they're very different players. I think I would lean toward TJ Parker just a little bit, and he still had a decent productive season. It wasn't like he blew up like you talked about in 2024. He was one of the best players in the country in 2023 and 2024. Still had 5 sacks, still had 9.5 tackles for loss. He played just 12 games in 2025. So he still was productive, but I see football IQ. I see a good read and react. I see somebody with a high motor, pursuit ability, pass rush ability. I think he's active around the ball. I think he's quick off the line of scrimmage. All of these things are there.
He just ran out of middle people.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he keep doing it.
Yeah. And linemen, when they get hands on him, he doesn't necessarily have that pass rush plan that you've talked about before.
I also think Falk played better guys. Like he played.
He did. I agree.
The Texas guys. He played against Monroe Freeland. He played against Proctor. So yeah, it's that.
CJ wants to know. This will be our last one before we get out of here. What prospect this year was your hardest evaluation?
My toughest evaluation, boy, it happens all the time with me, man. It be the guys that I have to wrestle with what you did versus your opponents at this little bitty school that you just played against, but the traits are there. So, what's my man Ted Hurst from Georgia State?
Yeah, wide receiver.
Tough evaluation for me. Max Llewellyn from Iowa was a bit of a tough evaluation. If y'all look at my board on Twitter, sometimes I have like notes that is just like one word. Because I know who the player is. It's just like I just have one word of it. But some other players I got a lot of stuff about. Igbenogson, for example.
Yeah.
I think he has like phenomenal height, length, athletic traits. I think he's better in zone depending on where he's playing. But he's better at man in other spots. I think he's a better outside zone corner, but a better man nickel guy. And I think sometimes when you fall into archetypes, sometimes guys are either something or there's something else. Like, I think he's a perfect example of he can do a little bit of both at something, but he's bad at both in other places. Yeah. So you have to watch a bunch of film to like figure these guys out. Like, for example, if you go to, let me just find another example for you. Harold Perkins, right?
That's a good one. Yeah.
Harold Perkins, his evaluation for me is all over the place because he's strong sometimes. Other times he's getting moved around by big dudes. Sometimes I wouldn't put him in coverage.
And I don't think he's taking plays off. He's just getting beat.
He's just getting beat. Sometimes he's the fastest dude on the field.
Yep.
For different reasons, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would love him as a full-time edge. Sometimes hell no. As a run defender, like put him at Mike or something. But if they're running up the middle, don't put him at Mike. I think he's the best run defender as an edge guy somehow. But you're gonna run into players. I do believe archetypes exist. You know, you're a good versus the run, but you bad versus the pass. You're a really good pass rush, you get pushed around the run game. Archetypes do exist, but some of these guys do fall in weird particular situations where, man, Caleb Banks is really good at that. Unless he's going against somebody with really good hands, and he's not good at that anymore. Yeah. And that forces you to watch the film and really figure these guys out.
I think my toughest evaluation is always on the back end of the wide receiver class. You talked about Ted Hurst.
Every time.
But it's all the small guys that have speed.
We just talked about this.
And we talked about it yesterday. I think, and that's one of the toughest things to evaluate because teams miss on him all the time, and they over-evaluate him all the time. I love Zachariah Branch. I think he could be a player at the next level. But everybody's sitting out here trying to find the next Tyreek Hill, but there's only one Tyreek Hill. And there's a couple guys that have been kind of close, but not really at the same time. It's a tough evaluation because there's so much. There's 95% of the history that says, don't draft these guys.
Sure.
Don't worry about it. Forget about it and move on. Just because they're fast doesn't mean anything. But then you watch the tape and you watch the production. You see what they do on a consistent basis. You talk about beating some of the best corners in football. Zachariah Branch did that.
Sure.
All the way through in college football this past year.
Chris Brazel's phenomenal.
Oh, man. Yeah,
But he played for Tennessee.
Yeah.
You just got to.
He's not necessarily a small guy, though.
No. Kyle, I told you we was going to do this. Man. I told you, man, y'all was worried.
Good stuff, man.
They was going to cancel the show, man. And I was like, man,
We thought about no.
I talk all day, man.
I don't think we thought about canceling the show. But
That's fair.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys, as always, tuning in here on the Draft Show. Today, we will be back on Tuesday. If everyone is here, which I don't know if that's the case yet or not, but if all 5 of us are here, we're going to do our mock draft because we are now within 4 weeks of the NFL draft in Pittsburgh. So we got to do our roundtable mock draft where we pick a team and we end up drafting all the way through the first round. We'll do that on Tuesday if everybody is here. If not, we'll wait till the next time that everybody is here. But appreciate you guys, as always. For Chris Beam in the back, for Voch Lombardi, I'm Kyle Youmans saying so long from the Draft Show. We will see you on Tuesday.
Hey, Mondre.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?